All right, ladies and gentlemen, how we doing? So, I want to be careful about what or how I want to put out this video here, but I want to make this video pertaining the conversation with, I guess, this Zaya Wade. This is uh, Dwayne Wade, the legendary basketball player, future Hall of Famer of Miami Heat. He played for a couple other teams, but primarily the Miami Heat. His son and uh, the former First Lady Michelle Obama. Now, in case you don't know, that the Zaya had a pretty much had realized that he, okay, because yes, he was a boy, is more, or is more of the feminine side. And I'm saying this with all due respect and so forth. Now, I wanted to again throw a disclaimer out here that I'm not trying to disrespect the LGBT community. What you do is your choice. I think that you guys should be able to have your due rights, or you should be able to work, and you should not be mistreated. Okay. The only thing that I'm talking about here is the conversation and just how I feel about the subject, all in all. And I just think that there should be like some type of like rules in effect or statutes or limitations, um, in the choices that these young people make. And so I'm gonna make this a 3-segment video here. Okay. Now I'm gonna get to the main course. So I need to think about what I want to say, pray about it, and I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. Again, this is no attempt to try to scorn the LGBT community all right. Now let me get to the main point of Zaya Wade and this conversation or whatever. Okay, just in case you don't know, about a year or so ago, I guess Zaya Wade, it felt like that he was more so feminine, and his dad went supported it. His stepmother, Gabrielle Union, supported it, and I don't think there was a sexual like the reassignment. All right, I don't think that happened, but because he felt that way, he's dressing more of a girl, wearing girls' clothes and all that stuff, and uh, that was his choice. Actually, his father supported him, and the way that Dwayne Wade he runs his house or whatever is the way that he runs his house. Okay, and I guess he's going to support his kids and all that. Now, uh, uh, well, there was a lot of different articles about it. I saw a lot of different YouTube stuff about it here a year ago, and it really didn't bother me. And I don't know, but it's one of the things. The more that I see it or articles like this, the more I get more and more concerned. Okay, and I'm just trying to throw my 2 cents in. Okay, the first lady, with all due respect, but the first lady, I guess, had Zaya on TV. I guess she interviewed him. This her. I guess now if this is her, then that's what it's going to be. And I guess gave was a well wisher and gave Zaya positive encouragement and all that stuff, and was an example and all that, and that's just her opinion. But there's a lot of mixed feelings either for it or against it. Okay, and again, I want to put my 2 cents in here. I just feel like this: if a person wants to feel this way, then to feel this way. But maybe I'm just suggesting or whatever. Maybe I'm just saying this is, how I'm gonna do things in my house. Okay, this is just again my opinion. I just think that at the time, I think Zaya was 12. Now he's like what, 13, 14. okay, that you want to look at things like this. That what it's not always like realities, but perception. You know, let's take maybe a young boy that grew up in his neighborhood, and then all of a sudden, then maybe at 10 or 12 years old, then realize it's a girl. You know that your friends are going to look at you different. Okay, the thing is, are you going to be able to, I don't know, go to school, whatever, or be on the way? You know, if you want to go to the store and you're going to have people teasing you, and during the teenage years is kind of like a turbulent time, because you could be probably about 12 or so, you could be, saying that you want to do something or whatever, and it just doesn't work out that way. At least that in my lifetime, that's the way it's going to be. But you could worry about getting teased, being treated different, maybe even getting beat up or getting cornered, that type of stuff or whatever. And that happened to me, and I was straight. I wasn't asking for it, but I know, let's say I'm going to use myself. When I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, I stayed in trouble, okay? I got expelled from school a couple of times. But I can remember in junior high school, I fought like every 2 or 3 days, okay? Fought my way through junior high school, and then I guess when I got to high school, um, then, I was getting big enough. I was already probably, I think, like 6'3". By the time I was like 14, 15, I was pretty much big enough to where they wouldn't mess with me, okay? But I don't think like the average person, okay, or the average young boy is going to say, for example, that I think that I'm a boy, or let's just say a girl, and or let's say a young girl that's going to all of a sudden think that I'm a boy, be able to walk their own neighborhood, be able to go to school and all that, and they're not going to get a lot of backlash or whatever, okay? They're just not, I don't see it happening, okay? Again, that's just my hypothesis. I believe that, well, his father does have money and they can go to the best schools, but that he's definitely protected, okay? Because I can tell you right now, the average kid is not going to be able to do that, and just, everything's going to be, just a bowl of cherries. All right. Again, that's just, you're going to probably have to be in an environment where that's going to be highly acceptable, as well as a school, but probably a lot of public places or whatever. I just don't see it working in that way. Again, this is just my opinion. Okay. As far as the conversation, yeah, it's okay to be a well wisher or whatever there with Michelle Obama or whatever. But it's like, why does this have to be something that's got to be venerated? Okay, it just does not need to be venerated and put on a pedestal. Particular this boy or whatever. You got parents watching, you got probably young children watching or whatever, and some of them are just not down, with what is going on right here. It's what it is. Okay, uh, that many people feel, and I just feel that this is some type of agenda that's being pushed or whatever, okay, towards our young boys. Okay, questioning, I don't see any girls or whatever that's claiming that they boys and they're hyping all this stuff up. All I'm saying is, does the conversation needs to be somewhat like venerated? Does it need to be like, does this boy or this girl needs to be paraded? That's all I'm saying, okay, on national TV. I don't think it needs to be something that needs to be paraded. So I think once, you know, he realized, I guess, the way that he felt at the time, that was something that was pretty much, it was brought to the limelight, as well as the conversation. That's something that's got brought to the limelight. But I just don't feel that it needs to be that way. Um, and I'm going to explain why here in the third segment. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to explain why here that I don't think that should be anything that needed to be paraded. Okay, and I made a comment like that before. There's a person in Congress that I made on that video about the gender neutral sports that I made about a month ago, and I brought that person up or whatever. Okay, that it's an assistant, some type of secretary. Okay, being brought to the forefront. It's like, why? Do your thing, but it does not need to be something venerated. But the reason why, again, this is a 13, well, at the time, 12-year-old little boy, 13, 14 now. I just think that, again, there should be some type of rules in effect or statute of limitation. I think that a person should be legally probably 17, 18 years old. And the reason why is because I'm just thinking that, let's say if it's that young and they're allowed to do, let's just say they get 17, 18 and they decide they don't want to, be like this anymore. Or it's just a phase that they're going through and, then they just phase out. I just think that, again, it's hard enough to be able to go through school and be accepted and all that, different type of stuff, getting, your schoolwork out, adolescent growing pains, especially when you get 16, 17 years old. It's probably time to find out what you want to do when you graduate high school. And even if you do graduate these days, that there's a lot of young people like in their middle 20s or whatever that's struggling. Okay, I just think that it should be a thing, and again, my opinion, where they're just allowed to probably be where they're at. Probably, I want to say until maybe they're about to graduate or they graduate from high school. And then, they could be, once that happens, then they can be whoever they want to be, okay? But it's just too soon. They need to be some rules in effect. And just as a suggestion, when they have these interviews, it couldn't be with somebody that's already grown, rather than maybe like a young adolescent, because you do have, your conservatives out here with, straight adolescents or whatever that's watching this. It is what it is. Okay? I just think, again, that there's needs to be some type of, number one, common sense, and then some type of rules and effects. So there's got to be boundaries. And I've said that in some of my other videos with alternative lifestyles, that if that's what you want to do, fine. But there should be some type of boundaries, okay? I mean, well, and also according with common sense here. And that's all I'm saying. And I'm just going to leave it there for now. It's just something to stimulate thought, okay? Just something to think about. It seems like they're pushing this thing, I guess, on how far they want this to go. And if I'm just thinking any movement, I guess, that comes about, if everybody's going to jump online, it's just not going to happen. I mean, I'm just saying it is what it is. So that's it on that for now. Feel free to subscribe. Leave your comments on what you think. Check out some of the other videos, likes and shares and all that, okay? And again, there's no disrespect in any kind. I hope that I didn't offend anybody or, that kind of thing or whatever, okay? So, all right, that's it. Y'all have a wonderful day.